Anyone going for Piyush Chawla? Piyush, are you throwing your name into it? Come on, be a DK.
I'll do that.
Tell us you have dreams to play for India still. Come on. Yeah.
Yes, I can make jersey too.
Jersey too.
Back we are on ESPN Cricket for Run Order, essentially after an IPL to discuss who are India's lead spinners in T20I. So, in T20 cricket, let's talk spin, shall we? We've got lots of spin on the show. Ravi Shastri, Daniel Vittori, Piyush Chawla. Akash Chopra is here to watch the spinners from the other end. We'll have GS here as well. Gentlemen, welcome. Let's start with the pecking order. By the end of this discussion, in the next 10 minutes, I'd like to know 1, 2, 3. Who are India's top 3 spinners in T20 cricket? Is Yuzvendra Chahal comprehensively, undisputedly number 1? Anyone who disagrees, put your hand up. They get to go first. Very good. Excellent. So that saves us about 8 minutes. Now let's go to our next option. Who is the lead spinner as a result of this T20? Who will be India's number 2? Is it Kuldeep Yadav? We've seen 2 parts of Kuldeep Yadav season. Piyush?
Yeah, for me, Kuldeep Yadav. It's just not because that he has picked up wicket, but the way he's bowling at the moment. And in such a long tournament, generally it happens you're bound to have few off days. So he had those few off days, but he came back really strongly after that. And the way he bowled after. And the World Cup, as we all know, it's in Australia. The grounds are big. And you need those wrist spinners. You get something extra out of the wicket, which wrist spinner generally gets little more than the finger spinners. So for me, Kuldeep Yadav, yes.
Okay, so we know that India best will certainly play Ravindra Jadeja, and I'm guessing Chahal, since everyone's agreed on. So we are now looking at the reserve spinner, whether he's a wrist spinner or a finger spinner. So Akshar Patel's name in that list. We're going to put Washington Sundar in that list and see where all these guys stand. Ravi, what's the pecking order? Who are India's lead T20 spinners for you after Chahal?
Just 5, and I'll watch them for 5 months till the World Cup, and then decide, who are the guys to pick. And it will be Chahal, Kuldeep, Jadeja, Akshar, Ashwin, and 6, make it 6, and Sundar Washington.
Yuzi Chahal, I think it was a fopper that he didn't make it to the World Cup last time around as well. And Rahul Chahar was, nothing against Rahul Chahar or Varun Chakravarti, but they don't even make your top 10 right now. But then second spinner, when you're looking at, if you're looking at the team composition and you're thinking, okay, who can bat? There is Ravindra Jadeja, there is Washington Sundar, there is Akshar Patel. If you're going to go down that route, then your perspective towards who's best is going to change. Yuzi is the only guy who's like an out and out spinner. Whoever plays, it doesn't matter. Yuzi walks into the 11. Everybody else is now we are talking about, okay, can he field, can he bat, can he bat at 7, can he tonk the ball? So those things will definitely play on your mind when you're looking at a World Cup selection. But in terms of just skills, if you're looking pure wicket taking ability, what you expect from spinners in the middle overs of a T20 game, and once in a while in the death overs as well, like we have seen in this IPL, Kuldeep Yadav is number 2.
I agree with what Akash said. I think Jadeja will line up as their second spinner, but that doesn't necessarily mean he is their second spinner. I think Kuldeep Yadav has probably proven himself to be, if Chahal goes down, then he can comfortably fill that spot.
Okay, so if Chahal is injured or unfit at a World Cup, Kuldeep Yadav is your preferred option. If we're looking at Jadeja, then we're looking at a different package. So in place of Jadeja, I'm guessing it'll be either Washi or Akshar. I'll come to that exact question in a moment. GS, throw the numbers out.
Yeah, from the numbers perspective, I think from a wicket-taking ability, I think no doubt Chahal, Kuldeep and all the wrist spinners are up there. But when you look at economy, I think Ashwin stands out ahead of most people. So again, from a team composition, how I look at it is I always want a defensive spinner as well, not 2 attacking spinners in the middle. So you never know, there could be some kind of one-dimensionness if both of them play. And in a tournament like the World Cup, I just want that extra variety. I don't think he might make the 11, but at least like you guys said, as a backup, I think Ashwin should be there. Or Washington Sundar. I think both of them perform the exact same role. They're very defensive. They bowl across faces, and if you have to control the flow of runs and not be bothered about wickets at some point in time, then I think Ashwin kind of is the second spinner for me, because he does that role very, very, very well. In fact, in the IPL, I was amazed by one stat in the history of the IPL. Like 6 out of 14 games in a season, he goes below 6. which is pretty amazing if you want someone. But yes, from a wicket-taking ability, not so much.
Yeah, I can see the love for Ashwin. I can see it, GS. I can see it. Yes. Is Ashwin competing for just a one backup spinner spot?
I think I'll be watching Washington Sundar very closely. You know how fit he is over the next 3 months. Because if he's fit, he can bowl in power play and then he adds value with his batting. Then he becomes a very strong selection choice for the World Cup, along with Chahal. And, Washi also comes into the picture tomorrow if you're playing a side where you need an off spinner and you need a wrist spinner and you need probably an extra one if need be. Then instead of Jadeja, Washi can play.
Is Ashwin competing for that spot? The new improved Ashwin with the batting opportunities he's got. Akash, is he like for Jadeja, Akshar, now with what we've seen of Ashwin the batter?
I'm not convinced. As much as we've liked Ashwin do what he's done with the bat, especially the last game that he played, because other than that game, all the runs that he scored have come batting at number 3. Now, that's not going to happen. When you're playing for Team India in a World Cup game, it is just not happening. He's not your pinch hitter. And then there was a time actually not too long ago where he actually retired himself out. Let's not allow the recency bias to color our opinion. He was there in the middle and then he walked out because he just couldn't hit the long ball and Riyan Parag came in. And that all of us actually applauded. Fantastic. That's the right decision that's been made. So when you look at Ashwin, you have to look at him as a bowler primarily.
Okay, let's move on. Dan, in what's been Ravindra Jadeja's most underwhelming IPL season, are we looking at someone else for that skill set? Krunal Pandya, Akshar Patel, you've been impressed with the quality of spin that Krunal Pandya offers. You think it's a bit different? Just in terms of the skill set that the left-arm spinner all-rounder options have, who impresses you? Or is Jadeja still miles ahead?
I think Jadeja's still, not miles ahead, but he's still ahead. I think he sort of falls into that Kohli, Rohit category that they've had tough tournaments, but you'd still have them in your top team because of what they've been to India for a long period of time and what they continue to will be. So I believe that. I think Krunal Pandya is improving, but all these guys, probably apart from Akshar, are not always allocated their full allotment of overs, and you want that position or that bowler to be guaranteed, and that's why Jadeja is sometimes an anomaly at IPL level where he doesn't always bowl. He's used in lots of different phases, whereas India, he seems to have a bit more of a tried and tested role. And so I think that's why we see the best of him. So Jadeja by a bit for me, with Akshar behind and the others carrying up.
Okay, what about the reserve wrist spinners? We haven't even mentioned Ravi Bishnoi yet, Piyush. Rahul Chahar's stock in Indian cricket seems to have dropped significantly. You don't see a way back for them now with the names we mentioned?
Well, they have to go back to domestic cricket and perform really well to get back, because whatever we have seen of Ravi Bishnoi, he is becoming very predictable, and at that level I don't think so that you need somebody who's very predictable. And if you talk about Rahul Chahar, he bowled well in patches, but he didn't get that many wickets. He was not that effective compared to what the other spinners were doing in the tournament. So I think if you're talking about the second wrist spinner in the squad, so Kuldeep is ahead.
Okay,
Sure.
So I'm going to go around the room now and ask for your top 3. I'm guessing Chahal's there. Please include Jadeja in that. Or let me give you 4. So you'll have the option of the reserve player for Jadeja and a reserve player for Chahal. Given those two, I think we're all in agreement. Walk in, right? Let's go around the room. GS?
Kuldeep and Ashwin.
Okay, Akash?
So Jadeja is a part of that.
Yes, Jadeja and Chahal are certainties.
Okay,
so
just
I want one reserve each.
So Kuldeep and Washington Sundar.
Okay, Ravi?
Same as Akash, Kuldeep, Washi.
Okay, Dan?
Same as Akash and same as Ravi.
Repeat it. It's like a memory game now. You have to now repeat the whole thing. Yeah. Piyush?
Same as Ravi Bhai, Akash Bhai and Dan.
Brilliant.
I love it. Anyone going for Piyush Chawla? Piyush, are you throwing your name into it? Come on, be a DK.
I'll do that.
Tell us you have dreams to play for India still. Come on. Yeah.
Yes, I can make jersey too.
Jersey too. PC. In the era of smartphones, PC still has a lot of value.
Ravi, what do you think, coach's eye? Piyush looking the part fit enough?
He's already playing the IPL next year, so see what you can see of him now and ask him whatever questions you want to ask, because you're not going to get that chance next year.
Now that he's done a little bit of analysis and commentary and whatnot, he's going to kill it next year. That's all he needs. So he's already got
he can do it from the dugout.
Yeah. Thank you very much. This was great fun. Another edition of ESPN Cricket for another. Let's see which spinners eventually make the cut. This was fun with Ravi Shastri, Dan Vittori, Akash Chopra, Piyush Chawla, and GS.